Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. It's finally here. Accurascale's exclusive 31 in EWS livery and sound fitted. Let's get it out of the box. It came in a very nice big box via DPD. I think I might have just nudged the camera there. Apologies. Very nice artwork on the box. Of course, they are making a nice habit of putting unique artwork on their exclusives and limited editions, which is very cool. Not the first time this type of EWS style maroon and gold has been put on the box though. I think they did that for their '66 exclusive edition on the Accurascale team. No specific number by the looks of it, like you've got number X of 350. It's just you've got one of our exclusives. Functions sheet, so that's very useful. Manual needed, and operating and caring for your model, separate to the manual. Interesting. So take care when removing it, safe operation, intended use, electrical connectivity. Okay, wheel cleaning, a exploded diagram of everything that's in this model, which is a lot. Also a diagram for buffer beam detail fitting, which is good, and the snow plows. Lubrication, general care, acknowledgements, warranty, removing the body shell, and how to fit a driver and second man. Very nice. Wow, okay. Two of these, what have we got? Oh, they're different as well. Okay, so we've got switches for operating your lights on DC. And telling you sort of what controllers to use for your, like what voltages to use for your model, which is interesting. So we now want the ice cube out, and there doesn't appear to be anything off at all. I can't get at that because I haven't taken the outer off. I'm too excited, I'm getting ahead of myself. A hell of a lot of plows. From memory, 31466 doesn't have them. That's only from memory. I might have to dig out an old bit of footage I've got from when I saw it at Nene Valley Railway and find out. But there's also plenty of hoses and everything for the buffer beam as well. And lift. Okay. Let's set this down. And ooh, that came off. It's no biggie. It's just a bit of packaging. Goes back in the ice cube. Swish. Very nice. Once again, ballast sticking to the ice cube. Read that, read those. Don't need the certificate for now. Thank you. get all of that out of the way. Ooh, no, muck it up. There we go. Right, let's have a look at the model. Up, nice and close. It's very, very nice and very, very crisp as well. The roof detailing is really nice. Lots of lifting eyes along there. Very nice etched grille with the fan. Focus. Autofocus isn't doing its thing. Come on, there we go. Way. Ends are very nicely detailed as well, with the high intensity light. No buffer beam detailing fitted from the factory on one end. It's tension locks on both, which I'm perfectly fine with. Windscreen wipers are all present. Side grills look very nice. Other side, yeah, looks just as nice. Very crisp on the livery application, especially the Three Beasts logo. Bogies are nicely detailed. As was said by Sam's Trains, I think this middle wheel is free rolling, which is prototypically accurate, but I don't know quite why Accura have done so in this model. Either way, these steps are really nice. The yellow steps, they seem to be some kind of etched part because there's holes in there for, like, you know, tread grip when you're stepping on it. It's just really well done. I really like those. And then the other side will have white on that side. Yeah, okay. I think maybe the lightest of weathering would help bring out detailing. Sorry, the detail of the bogies. But I don't intend to do that. Anyway, let's get it on the rails. Probably should have checked if everything's isolated first. It is. And there we go. Very nice. So, next is having a look at the booklet. Gives you information on the history. Oh, wow. Considering they haven't done it yet and the artwork's there, I'm highly suspect that that might get done. The ochre livery. I've already got that in Hornby form, so I wouldn't be too fussed. Obviously this is a better offering than Hornby's because it's a far newer tooling, lots more detail, but I've already got this one. Unless, of course, this is the preserved one. No, it is the same one as is preserved. And where's that livery? I think it's very nice because it's so unique. I think it was only that 31 and Western Champion that got ochre. Oh look, the EWS 31. And of course this loco did receive this livery, but it just wasn't really used under EWS. No, although it never worked for EWS in this condition. But we can play a bit of make-believe. Why not? So this entire booklet is just information and history on the locomotive. The class of locomotive. got DCC functions, which we'll go into in a bit. First of all, I want to get this going around the layout, just to check point work, run it in, and then we can move on to the sound profile. I'm starting to think I should have brought a glass of water with me. Right, so this is defaulted to address 3. Can I have some headlights? Yep. So that way is forward. Set a route for it to traverse. So let's give it speed step 1. Really nice slow crawl, look at that. Just add on 10 speed steps, get it moving. And another 10. Double slip first, and a curve point. Absolutely perfect. So there's a bit of motor noise already, but it hasn't been run in. Maybe a bit of an electrical hum to it rather than just noise. Handles the point work really nicely though. I've got to say, it's not that heavy, it's a little bit lighter than I expected. Maybe about the same weight as Hornby's model of the 31. So I've now spent the last hour running the model in. It's definitely quietened down, but there's still a little bit of motor noise. Nothing to be complained about though. It handles all the point work fine, as I've also tested it on the triple point at the mouth of the station. Handles it without an issue. So now we should take a look at the sound profile. So with the trusty NCE power cab, I haven't put an address on this yet. Let's turn the engine on. Yep, sounds like a 31. Just looking at the fan in the roof, which now that the sound is on, the fan is spinning. Once per revolution it stops. I don't think that's prototypical. And it's a little bit annoying. Right, let's try out the brakes. Yep, sounds like brakes. High tone, low tone. Yep, very nice. Got a heavy train mode, a light loco mode, drive hold. You've also got a cold start, which is good. Always nice to have that option. Two-tone horn. Yep. Door slams on 10. Yeah, nice. Flange squeal, it's going to be while it's moving. Short horn high on 12. Low on 13. Buffer clash and coupling on 14. So initial press is buffer clash, second press is coupling. Then you've got rail joints, it's going to be while moving. Guard whistle on 16. 17 is tail light on off. Yeah, okay, that's good. Headlight on off is 18, driver's desk on 19. Let's see if that... Yeah, you can see that turn on. That's nice. I'll leave that on. And then we are on the next page. Cab lighting on function 20. Yeah, that's definitely on and off. Left tail light on option 21. That's interesting, that's not on by default with this. So when you are running along and you've got the tail light on, there's only one tail light. You have to put on function 21 in order to have both tail lights lit. That's interesting. Spotlights, that's the network rail loco only with the like fluorescent lamps. Spirax valves on 24. Yeah, that's a Spirax. Cool. So overall with that, I'd say the only disappointing thing is that the fan stutters once per revolution. I'm going to zoom out a little and bring up the thing I'm going to be running this with today is the Inspection Saloon by Bachmann. Of course this is a 31-4, so it has electric train heating. So it would be perfect to run with your Inspection Saloon. Something of note already, you can tell the maroons are different colours. This one is definitely darker. But either way, what I'm now going to do is turn off the tail light on 17. Yep, lovely. And get this running around the layout. So we want some tones. And some acceleration. So that's Accurascale's brand new Class 31 in EWS livery. What can I say? It's really nice. This has been a long time coming for me. I've been waiting for a 31 in EWS livery in ready to run form for quite a while now. The last time someone did one, it was Lima. Hornby haven't jumped at it, and even Bachmann haven't jumped at it. They went with the what do you call it? The mainline one. Just noticed the rear headlights still on. There we go. The sound profile on this is really nice. The use of their Accura Thrash EM1 style speaker is really suited for this, and once again it's good that Accurascale have tooled the model with that speaker in mind. In terms of the actual colour of the livery, it's a little bit different to Bachmann's EWS, obviously. The maroon and the gold. This gold and maroon on the Accurascale being a lot brighter, which is no big deal for me. As far as I'm aware, it looks about right. I think only from memory, because I've only seen the real loco in this livery once, which was at Neen Valley. It is a little bit darker than this. On camera, it looks a little darker than it does under the light. Maybe if the shed lighting wasn't on it and I look at it in the shade, it looks better. Maybe it's because I'm looking down at it with the light on it, it's looking brighter. It's definitely lighter than Bachmann's anyway. In terms of the model itself, I'd recommend you get this one over a Hornby or a Bachmann one. The detailing is just right. Separately applied handrails, really nice etched parts where it matters, especially these steps on the bogies, really nice. There is only one downside to this model, in my opinion, and that is the rotating fan on top. It seems to stutter a little, but that might run in. It only seems to stutter when it's like idle and it's going around at a slower speed. Maybe it just needs more time to move about and loosen up. But still, I feel this was a gimmick that should have been left behind dead in the water when Hornby stopped doing it. The fact it's resurfaced its head, it doesn't really appeal to me. It seems to work a lot better than Hornby did it way back, 10 plus years ago. But still, it just feels a bit like it's not needed. Just having that etched grille and that fan there is enough. Having it rotate while it's on DCC sound, because it wasn't rotating when I was just moving it around the layout without the sound on. It was only when I activated the sound. I feel it's just a bit like it's not needed. So next point I should talk about is price. A normal one of these is £170. A sound fitted version like this one is £270, which I think is a good price for this model, to be honest. It's just a little bit more than Hornby's, and if you were to sound fit it yourself, it would be more than that, especially considering the EM1 style speaker, which is about 15 quid alone, trying to get it from Roads and Rails. The cab front just looks really nice. I think this logo really suits this livery. That's what's lending it to it. Again, I'm probably showing a little bit biased because I really did want this model, because that's the kind of EWS I collect, sort of late 90s, early 2000s look. Inherited BR traction, plus you're starting to see the new stuff of 66s and 67s. That's the sweet spot for me. Of course, you don't have to run this with the inspection saloon. You could arguably run it very nicely with a rake of sea cows or turbot wagons, some kind of ballast wagon, ballast rake. and it would look really good. Trying to get this one is going to be a pain because it's a Accurascale exclusive, of course, and it was sold out on pre-order. But if you can try and say like they relist the stock, like people haven't paid and they just relist the stock on their website, I'd recommend you try and get one if you're into this or specifically want this locomotive. Of course, this is also a preservation era livery, and it just really wears that livery well. Would I get another Accurascale 31? If they do a skinhead 31 in Civil's livery, absolutely. Because that's just something I want. Otherwise, I don't really know if I would. Maybe the class, they would have been 30s because they had the original engines in them. The ones with the trip cocks fitted. Because I collect London Transport stuff, and they were used on the Widen lines, I believe. And they were used down the Moorgates as well. On the East Coast Main Line. Are there any other points I want to mention? I know I harped on about the motor noise. I think it's perfectly fine. It's an acceptable level. Would I have wanted any more out of this loco? Probably not. This is everything that I thought it would be. It's on par with Accurascale's usual level of quality. And it seems, again, I've only recently revisited my video on the Accurascale 92, and how, you know, like the coupling with the NEM pocket was falling off in transit, you know, the initial run of Deltics having bits falling off of it. Accurascale has come a long way in the last few years. And there was absolutely nothing wrong with this. The packaging was really good, DPD were nice and quick, and there were no parts off of it, and of course you've got all those extra bits in the detail pack as well, the accessory pack. And I should mention, of course, when I opened the class history book earlier, it did show a picture of this 31 and it doesn't have plows on it. So they're included anyway if you want to fit them. You might just think they look really good with some plows fitted. So in conclusion, yeah, really nice model, worth the money, definitely, you know, the right price tag for it, and the sound profile is absolutely fantastic. You've got that real range there as well. I hope it sort of picks up on the recording where I had different throttle levels and it was putting out different levels of engine noise. Really, really nice. I kind of want to look up what the Class 30 profile sounds like now. I do sort of want to know who made the Class 30 sound profile, because if I could fit that into my Hornby Ochre liveried 31, that would be really nice. Otherwise, I think the only option for like an original engine Class 30 in terms of sound is through Howes. And I'm perfectly fine with their sound. Controlling it in line with the speed is a little fiddly, but you can get used to it. I've got Howes sound in one of my Westerns, and it is really fun. It's nice and loud and throaty, and the horns are really playable as well. Definitely had some really good playable horns here as well. When you're going along, the high tone isn't as noticeable. So part of me sort of wishes the horns were a bit louder. When I was at the Class 31 Gala at Ning Valley Railway, the horns were really loud and sharp. Here it seems they're a little hidden by the engine noise, but I can kind of see that this thing does get very loud and doesn't move too quickly, which is arguably very good for a layout. So yeah, I really recommend you try and pick one of these up. I think the sound profile is really making it for me, and the price is very competitive against Hornby and Bachmann, so you're getting a lot of detail, a really nice model, and a really good sound profile for your money. If you're going for the sound option, of course, the non-sound option, you're just going to get a really nicely detailed model that's going to run really nicely and is very well detailed. So if you have any questions about the model or the layouts, please do leave a comment. I will answer any questions, hopefully. I don't know what the next video will be, to be perfectly honest. I'm a lot today. I don't know what the next pre-order will be that will turn up. Accurascale seem to be delaying a few of their projects just due to quality control checks, which is good. We don't want bad models turning up. So quarter 2 would be the 89, quarter 3 probably the Pannier, quarter 4 the Class 50, and I think that's all I've got on pre. Oh no, there's a 66. As much as the Accurascale list there, you know, it's going to arrive in quarter 2. I usually take that with a pinch of salt and say quarter 3 instead, because you never know. So until the next video and the next time we're in the shed, goodbye.